Plaintiff Sherry Cowell is suing her son and daughter-in-law, and she claims their relationship is toxic. Sherry says her son gave up custody of his own child to stay with his wife, and she's suing them today for a loan and airline tickets. Defendants Miranda Trendy and her husband Jonathan say Sherry is a severe alcoholic, and she has never liked Miranda. They insist the money Sherry is suing for was a gift.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
John and Miranda have been together for about 5 years. It hasn't gone very well. I believe they have a toxic relationship. A lot of yelling, a lot of fighting, some domestics, it's just been a lot of drama. And Miranda,
Fighting, abuse, what?
Fighting amongst themselves, and for Miranda, it's her way or no way. She does admit that she wears the pants in the family over there, and she had...
Right, Your Honor.
All right. I like that about you. Go ahead.
Well, when they would argue and get in their fights, John would always call me and ask for help, end up going back to her, and then I ended up being the bad person in the situations, and a lot of blame, she's sticking her nose in. But I was brought into it by my son.
Not all the time, Your Honor.
Let me just say this. She says your wife wears the pants and you call her for help and for advice, and you're fortunate to have someone to give you advice, sir. My wife tries to wear the pants too, and she does wear the pants in the house. All she does is send me to work. And I happen to work out of town, so just sends me out of town. Calls all the shots. I called my mother-in-law one time. She said, "What you calling me for?" So you got a good mother over there. My mother-in-law said, "Don't call me no more. You knew what you were getting." I said, "But that was 37 years ago. I thought she didn't change. Let me wear the pants once or twice." And nope. Your father-in-law don't wear no pants, you don't wear no pants. Give me some background, guys.
The background between Sherry and I, she's never liked me from the beginning. She kind of thought I was going to be one of those girlfriends that come in, stay a little bit, and then leave. That obviously wasn't the case. About 2 months after John and I got together, he expressed to me on how toxic his mother's house was, that he did not get along with her boyfriend at the time, and that he really wanted to move out. So 2 months
Did he say what was going on over there? Particularly with the boyfriend. After all, she alleged you all were toxic and argued all the time.
Yeah, I don't have a drinking issue. Sherry and are extreme alcoholics. John, after 2 months, his son and him moved into my home, and she was very upset about that because she lost the control that she had over John and her grandson. A couple months after them living there, I had noticed some very violent behavior coming from her grandson, so I seeked out help.
How old?
At the time, 5. And so I started taking him to doctor's appointments, trying to get him on the right medications. And I did all this while he was at work.
I did the same stuff before that.
There is no documentation of any therapist appointments or any of that.
Is it a chemical imbalance from your understanding?
That and things that he probably shouldn't have seen at his age.
I was just curious. I know most adults, the only way to address a chemical imbalance in the brain is through medication.
Yes, and he was not on any medication.
They don't give medication that young, do they?
They started to.
5?
About 6 years old, after about a year of going in and out of different doctors, they had discovered that the environment that he lived in prior to my home was very toxic, and that the relationship that he had with his mother...
They didn't medicate him that young?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so that's not just environmental. Environmental might play a role.
Yeah, it played a role in it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a chemical.
And not having his mother in his life played a very big role in that.
I didn't know they medicated him that young, though.
Yeah, they started off on a low dose of medication.
Okay, low dose. Okay.
And then he started becoming violent with my children. And at that time, we asked Sherry if she would start taking custody. She refused that, but she threw out that her other son, would adopt, which John was not okay with that. So we sought out the son's mother and found out that she has been trying to get hold of John for almost 2 years through Sherry. And Sherry had denied giving John's phone number,
Untrue.
had told that, this is what she had told us in
Untrue.
our kitchen when we saw her for the first time in 2.5 years. Had said that Sherry had said that, you know, he's doing great, stay out of his life, I'm not giving you the phone number.
The 6-year-old.
Yep.
Who was violent.
Which both of these guys had gone to court for the physical custody. So they went and fought against his mother and won that. So he had primary physical custody. Legal custody was 50-50.
What did they diagnose the child with?
Sensory disorder. He had very extreme anxiety. Very panicky. I don't know the exact diagnosis.
Bipolar of any sort? Because violence is what troubles me about what I'm hearing.
Yeah, he was very violent towards my children. He held a knife to my daughter's throat when she was
at age 5.
Yeah. So he needed to be out of my home. It was a safety issue. So at that time we had found all the resources.
Once again, parents, I hope you're listening. When you see this behavior, you have to address it. Don't be afraid of having your child deal with it like you deal with headaches. Medicate them. Otherwise, they're going to end up in prison or dead. A lot of these young people that you see doing the carjacking and doing all this crazy stuff at such a young age, shooting and crazy, just ridiculous, crazy stuff, carjacking somebody in the middle of the day, carjacking a police officer, and all kind of craziness. Something's wrong.
Yep.
Environment may play a role, but there's something wrong when a person has done all that. And all you do in the neighborhood, so-and-so, crazy Gregory Mathis. He's crazy. Watch out for him. No one crazy, had attention deficit. And it couldn't stop. My mind couldn't focus. Come up to me, I might go off on you because I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that my mind is unable. This is how children are, y'all. They get frustrated because they're not able to control their thoughts and focus in. So it's like they get frustrated and they react. So that's the advice I'm giving to parents who are watching, because there's millions who are going through what you guys went through. And so I know this isn't what the case is about, but this is more important to me
Exactly.
than this case. I just want you to know your child is more important to me. All right, and I hope you all turn toward each other as opposed to against each other. This is really probably the basis of the problem with you guys, is the child. That's very stressful.
Upsetting.
Pardon?
It was very upsetting that my son chose not just Miranda, if he would choose any woman to give up his son.
He didn't
choose.
He didn't give up his son.
Anyway.
The therapist had stated that the lack of the
All
attention
right,
that
that's
his mother
enough. I think that all of you all should go to a counseling session or more and find out how to cope with this and move forward. $5,000 for loan and airline tickets. How so?
In May of 2017, they asked to borrow some money to put a down payment or help them get a house. I had said no at first. I was in the middle of purchasing and selling my home. I also knew that I was receiving money from my father's estate along with my son John, and I reconsidered, and I borrowed the $5,000 expecting to be paid back by the first check that he received last
That was
August.
after you got your inheritance?
It was coming through.
How many people lined up after you got your inheritance?
One other.
Yeah, okay, well, good.
But I have the
Let me
text
ask
from
them
Miranda.
first whether they believe they owe.
No.
Why not?
She had stated several times that it was a gift.
We had gone to her house and told her that this is how much we needed to get back into our house, and John was figuring that out, and she goes, well, how about this? Family comes first, money comes second. I want to give you guys this money to help you guys start your future together, get a nice home. We had kind of been living in a place that was not very reliable, and after battling some cancer last year, I had been told that weeks after that we had to move out, and so he, I think, went to his mother at one point and said, we have to be out of here. I don't know what to do. We haven't gotten the inheritance. And it was kind of dropped at that point. Well, then she had asked us to come over to her house, and she sat us on our porch and said, I would like to give you guys this money to get into the home. And I said, great. And John goes, are you borrowing it to us? Are you gifting it? No, I'm giving it to you. But as of now, let's state that just for their boyfriend's sake, Let's say that I'm borrowing it to you. Any messages that you send us, let's state that so I don't have to get into that riffraff.
Here come the game.
Yeah.
Laying it down.
She knows she's about to give me messages. So she said,
Oh, she probably
come
has.
on
She
now.
has one message.
I
That's
know
all
she has it. That's why you were setting it up. Come on now, you know the judge been around. So our lender needs to have proof that the check for the $5,000 that you are borrowing us clears our bank, and after speaking to the bank, they will take 10 days to do that. Also, I just need either a handwritten note or something typed up that said this money is not a loan, but a gift. This is you saying what you needed typed up. And you say,
No,
we will be
did.
paying it back.
Yep. And
That was
then,
communication between the two of you. Why'd you
Correct.
tell her that?
because I was told into text messages. That's what
You have those text messages. Don't you tell. We got to act
No,
like
that was
we got to
stated.
tell, and we got to. I know you don't. Judgment for the plaintiff. We have here an admission that you'll pay back. Have a good day. 5,000.
Now what?
You got to be on TV. You got to be on TV.
I will try to get over her untrue statements, but I would really like to.
We want nothing to do with you. It's the bottom line. He disowned you a couple months ago and you started suing us. You got your airtime, and that's what you got. You got your money, you got your way, and you think that I'm the one who's in control. So you're the one who ruined your relationship with your son.
Yeah.
So you can state what you want.
I don't have anything to say. There's nothing. I don't.
Money was obviously more important to you, Sherry.
All right.